Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2025 Honda CR-V Sport L and Urban Gray Pearl with the black interior. The Sport L fits right in the middle in the hybrid lineup. Above this you have the fully loaded Sport Touring. Below this you have the base Sport and the hybrid. You also have non-hybrid CR-Vs, which are LX, EX, and also EXL. In my opinion, the EXL and the Sport L are very similar when it comes to equipment. Starting off with the front fascia, because it's the hybrid, you do get the blacked out all goodies on it as well. Headlights are full LED. You can see the low beams are on right now. They're on the outsides, and they're LED. High beams in the middle, it's LED turn signals, and also LED daytime running lights. Fog lights are not available on any CR-V, but you do get a bumper cut out there, some flat black down below. This piece right here is gloss black on the Sport. It'll also be gloss black, but on a Sport Touring, it'll be silver. So that's how you know what model it is on the hybrid based on this color right here. Now on the Sport, it'll be the same color as the Sport L, but the Sport L give you the sensors in the bumper. The Sport won't give you the sensors in the bumper. So some different ways to know which trim level you're looking at. On the bigger grille, full gloss black, huge emblem up front. Your radar is actually behind there as well. I like how this eyebrow cuts in to the headlights, and it is gloss black as well. Like I said, the hybrid get the blacked out treatment. If you get a non-hybrid, get the gas model, you're gonna have a lot more chrome going on these parts. Also, on the lower portion, you do have an active grill shutter. So for the intercool and for the main grill, which are nice, it'll open and close based on, I guess, temperature and gas mileage and all that good stuff. The CR-V is still handsome comparing to the 24. Design styling is the same from 23, 24, and now 25. For 25, there is no more lunar silver. It has been replaced with solar silver, which is I guess a darker silver than the lunar silver. Let's take a look at the Urban Gray, because this is a very popular color. This is the in color, and you can see you kind of have like an orange pearl to it. If you're comparing this to Sonic Gray, they're very similar, but Sonic Gray have a more greenish bluish pearl to it. So if I park this next to Sonic Gray, you can see the difference. Coming along to the side profile of the CR-V, so you can see overall, same thing, 24, 23. Your A-pillars is much slimmer than the previous CR-V. You do have a wider windshield, and the windshield is actually pulled back too to give you more visibility and more headroom. And the camera, the Honda sensing camera has been updated, so now that's much wider. And your wipers has been updated too, where the spray nozzle is on the wiper instead of it being on the hood or under the hood as well. The side mirrors, you have gloss black caps. The below is flat black and LED turn signals integrated in there. The mirror is a lot lower on the door than in the corner as well. Around the windows, it is chrome. It's not blacked out on the Sport L. The door handles are body colored as well. And you have a body line that goes from here, cuts through all the way to the side, all the way to the rear, which are nice. The Sport L will give you roof rails. Actually, all the hybrids will get roof rails, and it's gloss black. If you go with a non-hybrid CR-V and you want crossbars, you have to add the rail and crossbars. For the Sport L, since it already has a railing, you just add the crossbars as well. More flat black going down below, around above the wheel, and the lower portion of the doors, all the way to the rear. And these wheels are unique to the hybrids. Now the Sport Touring will have 19s and it's a different design. The Sport and the Sport L will have 18s and it'll be this design. And they are gloss black. The lug nuts are chrome, but you can get black ones through your accessories at your dealership. This Sport L does have a protection package, so wheel locks, splash guards, and a cargo tray. But if you don't get anything on your CR-V, you won't have those 3 items. Let's take a look at the rear of the Sport L. And when you look at the rear of a CR-V, you know it's a CR-V. You have those signature style tail lights. They are a combination. So your brake lights are LED, turn signals, traditional bulbs, reverse lights are LED. Your license plate light will be LED. You do have a shark fin style antenna up above. It is body colored. The window spoiler here is half body colored and half flat black. The Sport Touring will be gloss black, but the Sport and the Sport L get the flat black. The difference between Sport and Sport L in the rear is the Sport L will have sensors in the bumper. The Sport won't. Other than that, you won't really know because it doesn't say Sport L on the rear, but you do have all-wheel drive badging here. You can get the Sport L in all-wheel drive, which will save you about $1,500. Honda emblem is in chrome that you can get blacked out. CR-V is in chrome that you also can get blacked out as well too. And you have a hybrid there as well. And the urban gray color is just a very unique color. Some people call this primer gray, some call it flat. I've had customers that hate this color. I have most customers that love the color, some hate the color. But this is the new in color that everyone is doing now. They're doing their own version of this. You do have your third brake light that is LED, exposed wiper as well. And down below the rear bumper, you have flat black with some silver grayish cutting into it and kind of like a diffuser style look as well. And the Sport L look like it has dual exhaust, but this exhaust over here is not real. There's actually no exhaust there at all. On the right side, you can have a real exhaust, but it's not a real tip. It's just a pipe in this little piece right there. And you can see the exact exhaust there. If you go with a turbo model, which is a non-hybrid, then you get the dual exhaust. Kind of interesting how Honda set that up, but that's what you're looking at. But speaking of the motor, the motor on these are a 2-liter 4-cylinder with a hybrid motor, so no turbo, just naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. And this powertrain has been a hybrid for a while. This is like I think it's the 2nd generation of the hybrid powertrain, if I'm not mistaken. If you get into all-wheel drive, the rear wheels have its own motor that power the rear wheels, and then you have another motor up front that power the front wheels. Let's crack the hood on this guy. Now, there's something I usually don't do, but I do want to show off that the hood is held up by struts. You don't need a pop rod anymore on the CRVs, which are nice. And that started in 23, but you can see you have your 2-liter with your electric motor. Super simple. There's no big plastic covering everything. You can see everything. And the orange cord, you can see, of course, is for the electric motor. But other than that, you can get to your oil, your dipstick, batteries, fuse boxes, coolant, windshield wipers, all types of stuff, brake fluid, all from up above. To open the gas tank, you just push in on the lid itself. You don't have to worry about having a lever in there. And it is capless as well. Technically the cap is here, but you go up to the gas pump, put the nozzle straight in there, good to go. Save you about 0.10 seconds at the pump now, or a zombie apocalypse happen, people are less likely to siphon your gas. Now here is the new key that Honda's been using on all of their models now, and the CRV still has the same type of key. I think it started in 22. Nope, I'm lying, 23. You do have lock, unlock, remote start on the key fob, power tailgate, and you have a panic button to set the alarm off, and you do have emergency key in the fob. You push the little button right there to get the key out. And on the back of the key, you have number 2, so you do have memory seating on the Sport L. Since you are getting the smart key, you do have smart entry. So on the front door handles, the driver and passenger, you will have these lines right here. If you tap it, it locks all the doors. Now, if the key's on you in your pocket, in your bag, in your purse, you can walk up to the door and put your hand in the door handle. You don't have to pull it. Just put your hand in there and it'll unlock for you. There is a sensor behind the handle that knows that you're nearby to unlock the vehicle. Now, when you unlock the vehicle, by default, it'll only unlock the driver door. So your rest of the passengers, you're gonna wait for you to hit unlock, or if you walk up to the passenger door, put your hand in that door handle first, it will unlock all 4 doors. Or in the settings, you can change it where the driver door unlocks all 4 doors. But if you drive by yourself most of the time, I recommend to keep it on just the driver door so the boogeyman don't jump in with you when you get in your car. Now that we have it open, let's take a look at this interior. I hope you love black interior because that's your only option on the Sport L. You have a black interior with the orange stitching. It is perforated in the middle. Nice design. Very comfortable seats as well. But let's just start off with the door card. So up top, soft touch. This portion right here, soft touch as well. And you do have a unique design right here. And I like this better than the Sport Touring because on the Sport Touring, this whole part right here is piano black. I rather this material than a piano black. I know the piano black looks a little bit more fancier, but this looks like it will wear a lot better than the piano black on the Sport Touring. I like the aluminum look door handle that they use. You have 2-position memory seats only on the driver door. Where you rest your elbows, also soft touch, orange stitch. Auto up down for all 4 windows, which are nice. Power locks, power mirrors. And then down here, you have some storage. Like you got a bottle holder and you have a speaker in there as well. On the driver's seat, you do have a 10-way power adjustment. So you have forward, you have back, you have up, you have down. You can tilt this portion right here, up and down. You can move the back, forward and back. And you have in and out for the lumbar support. Passenger side is a four-way power adjustment. So you have forward, you have back, and then for your back, you have forward and back, and that's it. You don't have no up and down on the passenger side. Let's jump into the interior of the Sport L. Welcome to your Honda. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Buttons right behind the steering wheel there. Push button start. Get some air flowing in here. It is a warm day today. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have an air vent here, and you can open and close it, bring it whichever direction you want. Civic started this whole long air vent piece thing, and now we have an HRV, the Accord, the CRV. On the Sport Touring, I believe I think this whole thing is gloss black on the Sport Touring. I like on the Sport L that is not piano black. I like this material over the piano black. So just like that piece on the door, this should last a lot longer than that piano black on the Sport Touring. You do have a open and close for your tailgate, traction control on and off, and then some blank buttons there. Down below here, you have the lever to pop open the hood, and then you have your gas and brake. That's pretty much it. You have the steering wheel here that is leather wrapped and orange stitched. I like that this portion right here is the same material as the door handle. And then this is just a regular flat black. On the Sport Touring, this is also piano black as well. So I really like this guy. On the left side, you do have your next track, previous volume. You have your home because you do have a half digital, half analog display. You cannot get the full digital display that's in the Civic, well, available in the Civic and standing on the Accord on any CRVs. It's only half display, but I'm assuming next generation, they're probably gonna give you full digital or when they do a refresh. You do have your scroll wheel as well for the screen. You have voice command, you hold it, it is Siri if you have an Apple device. On the right side, you have your Honda sensing and cruise control settings. So you have cruise on and off, cancel, resume set. This is how you adjust the distance for your adaptive cruise control. And this is how you turn on lane keep and assist. On the left stalk over here, here's your light switches. You have off, auto, parking, and on. And you also have auto high beams as well. On the passenger side, on the right side, you have your wiper controls. So for the front, you have off, intermediate, low, and high. If you get a Sport Touring, you're able to get auto or rain sensing windshield wipers. And then you have off, intermediate, and on for the rear wiper as well. And these paddle shifters here does not shift gears. So I know most cars they do. In our hybrids, they're used to adjust your regenerative braking. So you can have less regenerative braking or more, depending on your driving style. The middle where the horn is, where the airbag is like a, you know, I was gonna say like a soft touch, but it's not too soft at all, to be honest. Now you press home here, it'll bring up your menu on the left side over here, and then from here you can see your range and fuel, your speed and time, what music you listen to, your phone controls, navigation, are you awake enough to drive, your all-wheel drive torque distribution, who have the seatbelts on, oil life, safety support. So here you can view, you can turn off the road departure mitigation, the blind spot information system. Oh yeah, I don't think I even showed that. Blind spot is standard on the Sport L on both side mirrors. You can turn off your parking sensors on and off, and your collision mitigation braking system on and off as well. And you can have nothing, brightness, gauge display settings where you can view what you want to view in there, what you don't. Warnings gonna show you is the hood open, the door open, low tire pressure, things of that nature. And you have the power flow, which will show you your battery percentage. It don't give you an actual percentage, but it'll show you where at least you can see the level of your battery. And then from here, you can see if you're charging the battery from the engine or regenerative braking. Is electric motor powering the wheels? Is the engine powering the wheels? The back wheels, like I said, has its own motor that operate those vehicles. So those vehicles, what am I talking about? Those wheels, so the rear wheels will always be electric. But it's actually a good thing to take a look at, especially if you're curious of what's going on. And then back to range and fuel. The right side will always be a speedometer, and that's it. You can't change that. That's set. Coming along to your infotainment screen over here. Now you do have the 9-inch display, and that starts on the Sport L. If you get a Sport, you get the smaller 7-inch display, and it'll have a little bit more buttons, but overall, it's just a little bit smaller. Also, the smaller display on the Sport don't give you apps like you see here on the screen. It'll just be a traditional touchscreen where you have your options as buttons, and that's pretty much it. On the Sport L, you have phone, FM, Bluetooth, smartphone connection, so that's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It is wireless or wired, whichever route you want to take on the Sport L. If you get the Sport, you have to plug your phone in. It's wired. There's no wireless unless you go up to the Sport L, Sport Touring. You also have a power flow here, which I was showing you on there, where you can view what's going on with your battery range and drive and all that good stuff as well. You have Sirius XM built in, trip computer, and then some of your settings. And then even if you go into vehicle settings, see how it says driver too, because you can save your settings per key. So not only you can save your seat to a key, you can save your settings to a key. And I believe you also have a walkway auto lock, which is it under door? I think it's under door. Let's see. Yeah, so you have walkway auto lock, that's standard as well. So if you walk away and don't lock the doors, it'll lock automatically, which is a cool feature to have. You have AM tucked away back here, compass, you have clock, Honda Link. You do get Honda Link on the Sport L, but you don't get remote. If you want remote, you have to get a Sport Touring. And what a remote is where you can unlock your CRV from your cell phone. You can start it from your cell phone, receive information. It's a little bit more. Check out my Sport Touring video I recently did. It'll explain Honda Link on the CRV a little bit more. Smart shortcuts and display mode. You have shortcuts down here. Physical buttons on the left side, so you have a home, back, volume, next, and previous track. Besides the Accord, you should be used to this display because we have this on almost everything. Hazard button right down below, and the whole thing is not an air vent. You can see where it's actually air will actually come out. You can see this is blocked off as well. Down below to your climate control, you do have heated seats, high, medium, and low for the driver. Same thing on the passenger side. And you do have dual zone climate control, so driver and passenger can have two different temperatures. And you have your modes, air circulation, you have auto, you have front defrost, heated side mirrors and back glass, AC on and off, fan speed, sync on and off. So if you turn that off, passenger could catch on fire and you stay cool. But turn the sync on, you're controlling both sides. Down below, you have one USB-A and one USB-C, and that's important because if you're using Apple CarPlay and you want to use wired, you have to plug into the USB-A. The USB-C is just for charging. You also have a power outlet as well that people don't use anymore. Wireless phone charger is standard on the Sport L, and then you have some additional storage down in there as well. Your shift knob is leather wrapped, and the previous CRV had the push buttons, but people complained about it, so Honda went back to the shifter. You have park, reverse, neutral, drive, and B. If you go into B mode, you're able to use the power shifters to adjust your regenerative braking. I'm going to reverse, show you guys the backup camera. So you probably hear the little chime playing. Whenever you're in hybrid mode, it'll always play the chime to warn people you are coming. So you have a wide angle, you have normal, and you have top down, so you can see what's below the window. You have cross traffic on and off, where if you're backing up and there's a car coming from this way or that way, it'll alert at you, let you know which way it's coming from. Hit the little square right there. It'll make the camera smaller, but then that way you get a radar around your CRV so you can see how close you are to something. But if you're in full screen, it'll still beep at you and show you you're getting close to something, and you have your brightness there as well. Put that guy back into park, and on the back window, this is your visibility. I know if you're used to like older CRVs, especially the first and second gen, they have the huge back windows, but cars don't have those big back windows anymore. They're a little more curvier, less boxier, so you lose a little bit of visibility as well. So you have multiple different drive modes. So you have, let me zoom in there for you. You have sport, normal, econ, and snow. Snow mode is for if you're stuck somewhere, and then econ, best gas mileage. Normal is good on gas with some power. Sport is who cares about gas mileage, give me all the power. So you have different options there as well. Electronic parking brake, you have brake hold, it's a cool feature. While you're in drive, it'll hold your brake for you. Orange stitching is on the shifter boot as well, which is a nice touch. You have standard size cup holders here. They're not too big, but it should fit most of your cups that you're gonna have. And then you have some storage here. The armrest is soft touch and orange stitched. And you open this guy up, there's no connections in there, just a little tray and a mat, and that's it. No connections at all. Come along to the glove box. It is lockable and it is damped, so it opens slowly. It don't flop open, but it's not lined with felt, but it's a bench style. Plenty of space in there. Above the spare, I don't know why I'm about to say the above the spare window. Above the touchscreen display, you have your rear view mirror, and this is auto dimming, which is standard, but home link, you have to add that as an accessory. Now, I know the previous CRV gave you home link if you got an EXL, if you got an EX and up, but Honda, for some reason, have it where you have to add that as an accessory now. LED lighting throughout the whole cabin, and you can turn them on, turn them off. You can customize however you wanted to. You have a sunglass holder here, and then you have your moonroof controls here. So you pull that guy back, it'll open the moonroof. I'm not gonna open that thing all the way so I don't cook in here, but you can see it'll open all the way, and if you push it straight up, it will ventilate as well. And it's one touch, so you don't have to hold it the whole way, but you do gotta manually close the shade back. Headliner is black, so you can see it's not gray or beige, it's black in here. Let's take a look at the visor, and you do have a light with a mirror, traditional bulb, it's not LED. Passenger side also will have a bulb with a mirror as well. And you can take off the visor and turn it sideways if the sun is in your face, and extend it as well too on both sides. So that's a nice touch to have. We're gonna jump out of here and get into the rear seats to show you guys what your passengers are gonna be feeling or seeing or touching or tasting or smell. Hopefully they're not smelling. But before we even get in the back door, let me show you guys the window sticker. So you can see 25 CRV hybrid, all-wheel drive, Sport L, urban gray, 38,850 is the base price, 455 for the color, 1350 is the destination and handling. MSRP is $40,655. Now look how wide the rear door is open. So one thing I love about the CRVs is almost 90 degrees. So if you have the seats folded down, you can easily get things in and out. On the rear doors, hard touch up here, hard touch there, soft touch where you rest your elbow, and the same material here that mirrors the driver door. You do get a tweeter in the door, same door handle material. Window switch, more storage down here with a bottle holder storage type thing, speaker down there as well. And the rear seats do mimic the driver's seats, so they are perforated in the middle and orange stitch all throughout as well. Newer generation now, you have 8 different ways you can adjust the seat, so you can lounge it all the way back if you wanted to as well. Let's jump into the back seat of the Sport L. And this is why you get a CRV over an HRV or even a Civic for the leg room, especially the headroom. Seating is a lot higher. Behind the driver's seat, there's no mat pocket behind, but you do have one behind the passenger seat. And you do have air vents back here. Let's turn that. Oh, wow, this thing was off. They're trying to kill me back here. Look at my hand. See my hand all sweaty? It's hot today. I'm over here sweating for you guys. You have a USB-C, 2 USB-C ports back here as well. And it's a small hump if you're sitting in the middle, but it's not too crazy. And then you do have a cup holder and armrest combo here. It's soft touch as well. Nice place to be back here. LED lighting for the rear passengers. Let's jump out of here and go into the trunk. Sport L is going to give you a power tailgate. The Sport is not power, but the Sport Touring give you a hands-free power tailgate. So if you want the hands-free, you can get up to a Sport Touring, but the Sport L at least will give you a power tailgate, and that might be a deal breaker to some of you guys. So not only that the tailgate is power, it's also adjustable, so you can have it set to how high you want it to open. So take a look back here, wide opening. It's a low load floor, so you have something heavy. It can easily get into the back of your cargo space back here. Now these seats do fold down, but like the previous CRV, there's no more of the handles that drop it down. So there's no handle back here. And then the cargo cover that used to come standard in the previous generation, that's also an accessory now as well. So if you're used to having a previous CRV, you get a new one, make sure you add that as an accessory, because you may buy one and not realize you're not even getting one because it don't come standard anymore. And since you don't have those handles back here to drop the seat, you just come back here, pull the handle, drop down, and then I'm gonna show you guys the little hump back here. So it's not flat like the previous generation. You do have a hump right there, so you can see it. So if you plan on sleeping back here, you may want to put something on this floor to be a little bit more flush with that rear seat. You do get your floor mats standard. You don't have to pay for these. It's included. All-season floor mats is, of course, optional. Front license plate bracket as well. You do get LED lighting in the cargo space, which is nice, especially at night. Rotary hooks back here. You get 2 of them, and you get a power outlet back here as well. And this floor doesn't move at all. Actually, this tray is part of the protection package that the CRV have. So your CRV don't have a protection package, then it would just be this carpet. But you cannot open this. You can't lift it up. The gas models, you're able to because you get a spare tire. The hybrids, you do not get a spare tire. So Honda gives you a flat fix kit that's in this wheel well right here. And if you run out of gas and you're using a jerry can, you have to use this funnel first before you use the jerry can. And this guy, if you get a hole in the tire, what it'll do is it'll plug the hole and inflate the tire. But if you get like a blowout, then you're gonna have to call roadside assistance or something. So I'm gonna have to help you out. So you don't have a spare tire back here. So let's put this back with one hand. There we go. So that might be a deal breaker because you don't get a spare tire back here. Actually under the floor is the hybrid battery actually sits like right here. So if you ever see under there, it sits right back there. You can push the button, it'll close it. You can push the button on your key fob, it'll close it. And you can push the button by your steering wheel, it'll also close it as well. Taking a look at the 2025 Honda CR-V trim walk, we're gonna jump right to the Sport L. And in my opinion, the Sport L is out of the hybrids, the volume seller because it's not too loaded, it's not too basic, it's right there in the middle, kind of a good tweener. So the Sport L is an upgrade from the EXL, and in my opinion, the Sport L has everything the EXL has, minus the hybrid looks and the hybrid system. So what the Sport L is going to give you that the EXL doesn't have is the hybrid powertrain, the 2-liter, the magnetic electric motor, all the hybrid stuff pretty much. So the eCVT, the deceleration selectors, the 4-mode drive system, so Econ, normal, snow, sport, the emissions, different rims, so 18-inch gloss black alloy wheels, dual chrome exhaust finishers. I don't even know why they even put that on here because you technically do get the finishers, but only one is open and it's not even a real tip. So interesting. The gloss black roof rails, gloss black heated power side mirrors, the leather trim seats with orange stitching, leather wrap steering wheel with shift knob and orange stitching. So pretty much the EXL have most of these features. It's just that it has a leather steering wheel, it's just not orange stitching. It has leather seats, but no orange stitching. On the EXL, automatic dimming rear view mirror, leathers, shift knob, leather seats. So the Sport L has all of this. Just add all the hybrid goodies. So let's jump in and actually build one. Here's the lineup here. So you have LX, which is the base model. Did they change the hubcaps on the LX? Oh no, it's the same. Well, I don't know why it looked different. Anyways, the Sport L is up here, right below the Sport Touring. So on the CR-V lineup, if you want a base model, it's gas only. If you want fully loaded, it's hybrid only. The models in between, you have the choice. If you want an EX or a Sport Hybrid, they're the same thing. One is a hybrid, one is not a hybrid. EXL, same thing. One's a hybrid, one's not a hybrid on the Sport L. Let's build a Sport L. Let's look at the colors. So you can get two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Two-wheel drive will give you 43 city, 36 highway, 40 combined. If you get all-wheel drive, you're looking at 40 city, 34 highway, 37 combined. So, of course, better gas mileage on front-wheel drive, but still, if you get all-wheel drive, it's not drastically different. So we're going to do all-wheel drive, and also all-wheel drive is $1,500 more than two-wheel drive. So keep that in mind. So here are all the colors. A lot of options, actually, in the Sport L. You have Canyon River Blue Metallic. You have Crystal Black Pearl. And I'm going to show you the interior color one time because it's one color. So there's no gray interior available on Sport L. If you want gray interior, you have to get a Sport Touring in the hybrid. Because I believe the Sport is black only, or can you get a gray in the Sport as well? I can't remember. Meteorite Gray Metallic. You have Solar Silver Metallic. So this is what's new for 25, this color. So it's a different silver than Lunar Silver. And then if you go with Platinum White Pearl, it's a Upcharger 455. Radiant Red Metallic, Upcharger 455. Steel Night Pearl, Upcharger 455. And Urban Gray Pearl, for Upcharge of 455, pretty much. So we're going to go to Urban Gray Pearl. I'm looking at the summary. So you're looking at $38,850 is your base price. $455 for the color, and your destination and handling, you're looking at $1,350. MSRP is $40,655. Now, one thing I don't know if you guys noticed that from the 24 is the 24 would have mentioned right here saying you get the Honda Service Pass, which is free oil changes, oil filter, tire rotation, multi-point inspection for 2 years, or 24,000 miles. For 25, I believe that went back down to 1 year and 15,000 miles. So keep that in mind. Some differences you can do will be under accessories. So for example, let's look at the wheel options. So you have 3 wheel options on the Sport L. You have the standard wheels, you have the 18-inch alloy black wheels, and the 18-inch HPD bronze wheels. I don't know why they don't call this one HPD. Wheels. They look at the same design. Interesting. So you have some little options there from Honda, and then you have some packages. So you have the all-season package, HPD package, protection package, utility package, and these are just packages with multiple different accessories, all in at one, pretty much. But if I go to accessories itself, take a look at electronics, engine block heater, and on the interior, you don't get HomeLink standard anymore. So if you want that feature, you have to add this automatic dimming rearview mirror, which would give you HomeLink. Same thing with the cargo cover. That used to be standard. Now you have to add that as an accessory. But you have all season mats and cargo tray. You can add a heated steering wheel as an accessory. It's standard on the Sport Touring, but Sport L you can get that as an accessory, which is cool. And then everything else, kind of like protectors and cargo trays and sunshades and things like that nature. And on the outside, it's going to be things like crossbars and body side molding and door visors and all that good stuff as well. Honda.com, Honda cars. You can come here and actually build yours out and kind of see. You have a tent, all that good stuff. So we're gonna end everything here. Let me know what you guys think about the Sport L. Do you think it's a good package? Would you prefer the Sport Touring, or would you just prefer the Sport? You'll need all these features, and then the color. It is the new in color. What you think about Urban Gray? I'm ending everything here. Appreciate you for watching, and stay tuned for the next walk around.